Welcome to a hardcore Terraria. Simply put, if we die, our characters get deleted. We're picking up after hard mode, so we haven't done any bosses in hard mode for those that are familiar. If you're not familiar with Terraria, I don't know how to help you, okay? It's over. Click off the video. But for those who do know, we haven't done any of the mechanical bosses yet. And the vibe with hardcore so far has been just really over-preparing. So we're trying to go to every length possible to make sure that we don't die on the first mechanical bosses. But the first thing we're doing in this episode is just trying to get the wings. So we just need to go ahead and fight a wyvern, which shouldn't be too risky. But we're thinking, hey, fall damage would be a horrible way to go. Straight up, that would be quite sad. So if we can at least make sure that we never die to fall damage, that's going to be looking pretty good. So yeah, we're just going to easily take out this wyvern. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and craft wings. My buddy already has wings because he's selfish, okay? That's what it is. Why would he build himself wings before me? You know what I'm saying? Now, it's important in this challenge that I'm not the one who dies or I'll get made fun of. And I can't have that. I would rather make fun of him. This episode is all about preparing for the mechanical worm. We feel as though this boss is just going to be the easiest and it's going to give us some powerful weapons to fight the other harder bosses. I have an idea to help us with the boss, and that's by using boulders. But we're going to need a lot of stone. So the first bit of business is going to be just farming up some stone. So I'll go back to my graveyard, of course. That's where you got to go to craft some boulder statues. And yeah, we're going to get going and start building a bit of a trap. So we have our arena here, and I'm thinking if I had continuous boulders running underneath my base for the worm boss, surely that's going to be helpful. So I start digging the tunnel, and then I start placing the boulder statues. So I mind my own business, building up my trap, when I see some coins that I need to collect, right? Naturally, I go grab the coins. What happens next is I just go back to building, and the boulders just go. That could have been me in the road. My entire campaign could have been over. I'd never wired these boulders. What's going on? So it turns out I interfered with my buddy's teleport system. He wanted to teleport the Dryad, I believe, in and out of the boss fight with a teleporter on a somewhat of a timer. And it just so happens that I placed my boulders right through those wires. Now, is he trying to murder me? I think it's definitely possible. Let's hear what he has to say.
You tried to kill yourself, dude. How did you not see those wires?
Clearly, this man is trying to kill me, but we survived his trap. Now it's time to test our boulder trap, and here it goes. It seems okay, but there's a fundamental issue that I want continuous boulders, so I think I need more boulders, but the problem is the base is right there, and I don't want boulders going through the base exactly. Although maybe I do for revenge on my buddy, so maybe we'll look into that. But before we can build more boulders, we need more stone, and there's this special biome to let you deconstruct items in the water. I'll show you guys what that looks like, but my plan is to buy a bunch of furnaces and then deconstruct them and get stone back. So now it's time to find the magic boulder water. So our journey begins, and sadly, our journey ends because we found the water. And now that we found the water, we have to test if we can throw a furnace in here and we get stone back. You might be wondering, why does my buddy just have a furnace on him? I don't know. These are the questions. But we did get stone, so we might be in the business. So I go home to my lovely graveyard and try to buy some furnaces. But apparently, they don't sell furnaces in this biome, so we need to move the merchant. Before any of that can happen, we get some bad news. The boss is going to be attacking tonight. We're not ready for that, so we're going to try to despawn it. And this turns out to be my friend's second attempt to kill me. He tells me, oh, you're simply going to use the pylon when the boss spawns, and you're going to teleport across the map, and then it'll despawn the boss. So the bosses show up, and I listen to my buddy, and I teleport to the pylon. But wait, you can't do that. His second attempt to kill me. So I'm like, this is awkward. And then I just, go ahead and mirror.
Dude, that was scary. I thought they were gonna get you.
You'd like that, wouldn't you? So next, it's time to test if we can break down multiple of these furnaces at a time. Because if it can't, then it's not really worth it, because it only get 20 at a time. So I head down to deconstruct my furnaces, and I have 350. So this test should be good to determine if we're going to get like all of the stone or if it's going to be a really tedious process. And what we find out is that we get all the stone. So we're in business. So I build the boulder statues all the way to the base. And my buddy tells me, no, you can't replace the garden with boulders. which is fairly disappointing. So we send our test and see if we can get our continuous boulder situation the way we like it. We run into this issue where the boulders stop, and it's going to take several seconds for the next wave of boulders to spawn. And in that time, the boss could completely kill us. So we decide that there's no other way. We have to move the boulders to the left, where there isn't a garden in the way. So we start placing the boulders. This time, there's no gaps in between because that'll look more beautiful. And I love things to be beautiful. It's time to get some more stone. What happens next is my life flashes before my eyes. You see, the stone is a little far out there, so I try to collect it, and I boost into the water, of course. And I'm trying to spam mirror at this point. It's not letting me. I'm like, what's wrong with this video game? But somehow I'm alive. Oh my goodness, I'm alive. So we're about ready to test our new boulder setup. Can we get continuous boulders? And the answer is no. You can see there's quite a big delay in between these boulders firing, and the boss might duplicate in that time, and there could be 2 bosses, so that's not gonna work. So I decide the only answer here is I need to send some boulders from the other side, and that will help fill in the gap, so there's always boulders.
We'll be
So we've got the
good
boulders
on
good
arrows.
enough. It's not perfect, but it should work for what we're trying to do, and we're just about ready to summon the boss.
Recall
We're just waiting for it
potions.
to be night, and hopefully we don't die, because that would be kind of sad to die on the first hard mode buff.
Yeah.
So we go ahead and summon the boss, and you can see we're getting a ton of damage from these boulders, so it's kind of working out. Although we're both just kind of running around and making sure we don't die. We have a way to teleport to a nearby nurse, which I'll use a few times in the fight. But I'm really just interested in the big numbers that these boulders are hopefully providing. I'm not sure how useful the boulders were, but it feels like they did a lot of work. There's me teleporting over there. But yeah, the boss actually doesn't go too badly. So we end up defeating the boss, and we're thinking, yeah, the Moon Lord should be easy.